Harley-Davidson just made a move that caught a lot of riders off guard. 4 familiar models suddenly vanished from the lineup, and the replacements coming in 2026 point, toward a direction most of us didn't expect. Harley isn't saying much, dealers are keeping quiet, and the early clues tell a bigger story than the official catalog ever will. Tonight, we're breaking down what disappeared, what's coming next, and why these changes matter more than they seem on the surface. Stay with me till the end, because the real reason behind this shift is not what riders are being told. Number 4. Harley-Davidson Road King Special. A quiet shift has begun in the touring world, and the first sign of it appears right here. A machine once appreciated for its stripped-down honesty is being eased out of the lineup, not with ceremony, but with the steady push of changing priorities. Riders who valued clean lines, open wind, and a road-first attitude watched this shift unfold for years, as technology layered itself across the touring class, and the market leaned harder towards screens and connectivity. Yet the Special held its ground with a kind of stubborn dignity. It appealed to riders who never needed the extra features. Riders who measured a bike by how it rode and how it felt, rather than by what its display could show. For many, this was the closest thing left to old-school American touring, modern enough to handle long miles but simple enough to stay honest. Its exit says more about the industry than about the machine itself. The Special did not fade because riders stopped appreciating it. It faded because Harley decided to evolve the touring lineup in a direction that no longer fits its philosophy. While other touring models received new electronics, new comfort systems, and updated engine refinements, the Special waited for the next chapter that never came. Time eventually caught up with it, not through failure, but through a lack of attention. The decision reflects a corporate strategy shifting toward higher tech models and more premium platforms, even though many seasoned riders still prefer the purity the Special represented. For those who logged long miles behind a wide bar and a clean front end, its departure feels like losing a familiar voice on the highway, the kind that never needed to speak loudly to make itself known. A machine like this offered a kind of riding that resonated with anyone who believed in simplicity, confidence, and the rhythm of the road without distraction. The Special carries 90 horsepower, a 1,868 cubic centimeter Milwaukee 8114 engine, 119 pound-feet of torque, a dual disc front anti-lock braking system, dual bending valve front suspension, a wet weight of 795 pounds, a 26.8-inch seat height, and a starting price of $27,999. The next motorcycle on this list reveals how even long-trusted designs can be overshadowed when priorities inside the factory begin to shift. Number 3. Harley-Davidson CVO Road Glide. Prestige meets a hard truth in this next entry, as a once dominant machine finds itself overshadowed by changing priorities. Prestige once carried enormous weight in the showroom, but prestige alone cannot guarantee survival in a market where riders demand a balance of strength, comfort, and long-mile practicality. This model represented the height of luxury for years, carrying a reputation forged through refined styling and unmistakable presence. Riders who favored commanding road manners and a sense of unapologetic confidence often gravitated toward it, not simply for performance, but for the feeling of arrival it delivered. That feeling mattered, yet rising expectations redefined what premium touring should provide, and the market gradually pressed for changes the platform could not fully meet. Riders with years of experience often speak about motorcycles in terms of trust, longevity, and the way a machine carries itself on imperfect highways. This one satisfied many of those expectations early on, delivering stability at speed and a sense of planted confidence that seasoned riders respected. Yet as technology advanced, demands for lighter handling, sharper ergonomics, and integrated electronic support systems accelerated across the touring segment. Competing models adopted updates more quickly, leaving this platform feeling heavier and less responsive compared to newer designs. The gap grew slowly but consistently, and longtime riders noticed the shift during test rides, often describing a sense of refinement missing when compared with more recently updated machines. None of this erased the model's strengths. But it increasingly became clear that evolution around it had outrun the foundation it relied on. For riders who valued tradition blended with authority, this machine held a place of honor for a long time. Its presence at rallies, long-haul journeys, and cross-country gatherings reinforced its reputation as a premium touring option built for riders who wanted comfort without giving up bold style. But the touring world changes quickly, and Harley shifted development toward platforms that could carry additional electronic support, upgraded rider safety enhancements, and newly engineered comfort designs. As expectations rose, the older architecture struggled to provide the flexibility required for future improvements. The shift was not a failure of the machine, but a reflection of how fast rider priorities evolve when new technology becomes standard across the industry. The Glide carries 128 horsepower, 1998 cubic centimeter Milwaukee, 8 VVT 121 engine, 145 pound-feet of torque, a dual-disc front anti-lock braking system, electronically controlled suspension, a wet weight of 860 pounds, a 26.7-inch seat height, and a starting price of $42,999. The next entry shows how premium prestige can lose momentum over time when riders shift toward performance and practicality instead. If you're finding value in this breakdown, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss the next release. Share your thoughts in the comments and let other riders hear your perspective. Number 2. Harley-Davidson Freewheeler. Freedom takes on a different meaning when the road favors simplicity, and this trike carried that spirit longer than most. The trike in this position carried that spirit with quiet confidence. It appealed to riders who valued independence over spectacle and control over complexity. With its wide stance, clean silhouette, and straightforward layout, it became a bridge for those who wanted the reassurance of three wheels without surrendering the wind-in-the-face experience that defined their riding lives. Yet even a machine built around simplicity can face an ending when the company's priorities lean toward more feature-heavy designs and higher-end touring platforms. This is not a failure of the trike itself. It is a reflection of a marketplace reshaped by new expectations and shifting desires. Riders who spent time on this trike often spoke about the comfort of its openness and how its absence of excessive bodywork made every mile feel unfiltered. It gave older riders or those returning after injury a chance to stay on the road without compromise. Many appreciated that it offered trike stability without the full touring bulk or overwhelming complexity found in larger three-wheeled machines. Yet, as Harley refined its premium trike lineup with improved suspension systems, redesigned fairings, and expanded electronic supports, the straightforward format began to fall out of alignment with the brand's future direction. The company leaned toward integrated touring experiences, crafting machines built to deliver long-distance refinement rather than simplicity. This shift left the trike here standing alone as a symbol of a more direct approach to riding. For riders with decades of experience, the freedom offered by this platform was more than a riding style. It was a statement. It represented the determination to stay on the road regardless of age or physical change. But corporate strategy often shifts toward what sells in larger volumes, and the demand for highly equipped touring trikes began to overshadow the appeal of a lighter, more minimalist three-wheeler. Owners of this trike rarely complained about its simplicity, yet simplicity alone was not enough to secure its place in a lineup increasingly built around premium features. The bike's quiet departure reflects the broader evolution of Harley's three-wheel segment, where modernization became the dominant priority. The Freewheeler carries 89 horsepower, a 1,868 cubic centimeter Milwaukee 8114 engine, 122 pound-feet of torque, a dual-disc front anti-lock braking system, premium touring suspension, a wet weight of 1,118 pounds, a 26.2-inch seat height, and a starting price of $35,899. The next entry on this countdown shows how the end of a legendary touring silhouette can signal a turning point in Harley's future direction. While we keep breaking this down, stay prepared. Check the description for gears and accessories made to ride. Number 1. Harley-Davidson Electra Glide Ultra Classic. Few machines have anchored American touring the way this one has, and its exit leaves a space not easily filled. This position belongs to a motorcycle that represented the heart of American touring for decades, a machine countless riders trusted for cross-state hauls, long weekends, and the kind of journeys that shaped memories more than mileage. Its presence on the highway was unmistakable, and its reputation for comfort earned loyalty from those who cared more about real-world performance than trends. Riders who appreciated stability, wind protection, and a seat designed for true touring often found themselves returning to this platform even after newer models entered the lineup. Its combination of practicality and tradition made it feel like a dependable companion, rather than a disposable upgrade. The shift away from this classic design was not sudden. As Harley's touring segment evolved, emphasis slowly moved toward expanded electronic systems, updated fairings, and redesigned dashboards, tailored to modern expectations. Other models transitioned into more advanced platforms that could accept larger screens, refined rider support systems, and updated aerodynamic shaping. The Classic remained rooted in its original strengths, but those strengths began to conflict with the company's broader strategy. It maintained a loyal base of riders who valued familiarity, ease of maintenance, and a layout built for long days on the road. Yet, marketplace trends kept steering towards centralized technology and integrated touring environments. The Classic's layout limited the potential for these updates, and eventually, the company chose to sunset it instead of re-engineering the frame and fairing to support next-generation touring features. For riders who spent years behind its windshield, losing this model reaches far deeper than a simple catalog change. Many logged tens of thousands of miles on this platform, trusting it through rainstorms, mountain passes, and long stretches of open highway, where comfort and reliability mattered more than any new feature. The Classic defined touring for those who valued endurance, steady performance, and comfort without reinvention. Its departure ends a chapter built on long-distance practicality and stability. Newer machines may offer more technology, but they cannot replace the history or emotional weight this platform earned. The Classic carries 89 horsepower, a 1,868 cubic centimeter Milwaukee 8-114 engine, 120 pound-feet of torque, a dual disc front anti-lock braking system, premium touring suspension, a wet weight of 870 pounds, a 27.1-inch seat height, and a starting price of $31,999. The next section explores how new touring designs aim to rebuild trust where legacy once stood. The departure of these four machines closes more than a chapter in Harley's lineup. It marks a turning point in how the company sees the future of American touring. Each model on the discontinued list carried its own kind of loyalty, its own long-mile stories, and its own place in the culture. Losing them reshapes the landscape for riders who measure comfort, trust, and longevity the way others measure trends. But the news is not only about endings. Alongside these retirements comes a new wave of machines built to redefine how the next decade of touring will feel. These new releases carry fresh engineering, updated comfort, and the promise of a different riding experience for those who still believe in the open road. Here are the four new bikes arriving in 2026. Number 4. Harley-Davidson CVO Street Glide. A fresh chapter begins with this new arrival, built to answer years of feedback from riders who demand more than surface updates. This entry carries that weight with purpose. Riders who appreciate a commanding road presence, refined control, and long-mile comfort have been waiting for a machine that blends tradition with modern engineering without losing the spirit that made earlier models so respected. The newest version arrives with a sharper sense of intention, built to satisfy those who want more than surface-level updates. It stands as a response to years of feedback from riders who demanded a touring experience that feels powerful, balanced, and confident from the moment the ignition turns. Its design reflects a shift not toward flash, but toward meaningful refinement, the kind that older riders can immediately recognize when the miles begin to stack. This model leans into a philosophy that understands the difference between luxury and excess. Instead of overcomplicating the riding experience, it focuses on stability, comfort, and strong road manners that seasoned riders appreciate. The riding triangle is shaped for relaxed endurance, and the fairing is refined to reduce fatigue on long trips. Even riders who rarely pay attention to cosmetic changes will notice how the structure feels more planted, especially when crosswinds challenge lesser machines. The goal here is not to impress in a showroom, but to hold steady on imperfect roads, the places where real touring riders spend most of their time. This is a motorcycle built for the rider who values feel as much as features, the kind who judges a machine by how it handles a long day rather than by how it photographs. What makes this entry meaningful is its balance between heritage and modern touring demands. Older riders value machines that earned respect through consistency, and this one honors that mindset. Its sharper lines, improved ergonomics, and refined systems build confidence without unnecessary complexity. The updated platform offers smoother highway operation and stronger low-throttle response, making it a capable partner for short or long rides. It upholds the belief that a touring motorcycle should feel like an extension of the rider, not an appliance. The Street Glide carries 130 horsepower, a 1998 cubic centimeter Milwaukee 8 VVT 121 engine, 150 pound-feet of torque, a dual disc front anti-lock braking system, electronically adaptive suspension, a wet weight of 885 pounds, a 26.5-inch seat height, and a starting price of $54,900. The next motorcycle builds on this foundation by focusing even more directly on long-distance comfort and stability. Number 3. Harley-Davidson Road Glide Limited. Long-haul riders looking for steadiness and endurance will recognize the intention behind this redesigned touring machine immediately. Rather than focusing on dramatic styling changes or attention-seeking details, it leans into the fundamentals that seasoned riders value most: stability, endurance, and the kind of comfort that remains dependable even when a ride stretches from sunrise to dusk. Many riders have spent decades chasing the balance between wind protection and open road feel, and this machine steps forward as a response to that pursuit. It carries a design shaped by practical refinement, offering a calmer front end, improved rider ergonomics, and a frame that feels composed on uneven pavement. Riders who have spent years evaluating touring machines by how they behave at highway speeds will immediately sense what this updated approach is trying to achieve. The goal is not to overwhelm the rider, but to create a platform that works with the road instead of against it. Crosswinds, rough patches, and long hours in the saddle can wear down even the most experienced rider. Yet this touring layout addresses those familiar challenges with measured precision. The cockpit is shaped to reduce strain on the shoulders and back, and the fairing channels airflow in a way that helps limit fatigue during extended rides. The updated structure gives a sense of being anchored, allowing riders to settle into a comfortable rhythm without fighting unnecessary turbulence. These qualities matter deeply to those who treat touring not as occasional recreation, but as an ongoing part of life, where reliability and ease of use make the difference between a good ride and a great one. What sets this model apart today is its focus on long-term practicality over flash. Riders who value smooth suspension, predictable handling, and steady throttle response will see how the platform prioritizes function. It is built for those who trust a machine to carry them across thousands of miles. As technology grows across touring lines, this entry reminds riders that strong engineering matters most. Its design supports seasoned preferences with quiet confidence instead of needless complexity for riders who expect more. The Limited carries 105 horsepower, a 1868 cubic centimeter Milwaukee 8 114 engine, 122 pound-feet of torque, a dual disc front anti-lock braking system, premium touring suspension, a wet weight of 920 pounds, a 26.8-inch seat height, and a starting price of $37,999. The next motorcycle on this countdown pushes further into the world of long-distance capability while offering a different approach to stability and rider assurance. If you want more straight, rider-focused analysis on how these changes shape the future of American touring, make sure you subscribe. Every new video brings deeper insight built for riders who still care about truth, history, and the road ahead. Number 2. Harley-Davidson Tri-Glide Ultra. For those who refuse to give up the road, this updated three-wheel platform steps forward with a clear purpose: This next entry steps into that role with a clear purpose. It exists for riders who refuse to surrender the road, riders who want stability without losing the sense of connection that only an open-air machine can offer. The appeal lies in its ability to turn long-distance travel into a calmer, more controlled experience, one that eases the strain of unpredictable pavement while keeping the rider firmly in command. Instead of chasing theatrics or aggressive styling, it leans into a measured approach built around comfort, assurance, and durability. Those qualities matter deeply to riders who still believe that touring should feel like freedom rather than effort. This platform represents the evolution of three-wheel touring for those who value predictable handling and a steady ride even when fatigue sets in. The layout allows riders to remain grounded through corners and stable in crosswinds, traits that become more important with age or after years of demanding rides. Riders who spent decades on two-wheeled machines often find this design surprisingly natural because it removes the strain of balancing heavy weight at low speeds while keeping the familiar feel of a touring cockpit. The fairing shape helps reduce pressure on the chest and shoulders, and the seating position supports long days in the saddle without requiring constant adjustments. For those who ride year-round, these refinements become more than convenience. They become the difference between continuing the lifestyle and slowing down. What makes this trike significant for 2026 is the way it blends traditional touring values with subtle modern improvements. It respects riders who want technology to feel supportive, not intrusive. The cockpit layout remains thoughtful, keeping controls accessible without overwhelming the rider with excessive information. Suspension updates help counter the harsher impacts of rough stretches, while the rear layout offers improved steadiness when carrying a passenger or loaded luggage. These refinements do not change the essence of the machine. They simply reinforce what long-distance riders have always cared about: reliability, comfort, and the ability to stay on the road for as many years as possible. For those who measure their journeys not in speed, but in endurance, this design stands as a dependable companion. The Tri-Glide carries 89 horsepower, a 1,868 cubic centimeter Milwaukee 8 114 engine, 125 pound-feet of torque, a dual-disc front anti-lock braking system, premium touring suspension, a wet weight of 1,245 pounds, a 27.3-inch seat height, and a starting price of $36,999. The next and final entry in this countdown represents the most fully equipped vision of modern American touring. Number 1. Harley-Davidson Fat Boy. There is a certain presence on the road that cannot be faked, forged, or duplicated, and this final entry embodies that presence with unmistakable confidence. Few machines in American motorcycling have carried a silhouette as iconic or a reputation as enduring. Its stance is unmistakable, its attitude unmistakably grounded in the kind of strength older riders have always respected. This new chapter brings back a machine that never relied on flash or complexity to make its mark. Instead, it built its legacy on muscular lines, a solid ride, and the kind of road authority that comes only from years of real-world use, not marketing slogans. This return carries weight because it represents more than an update. It represents a recommitment to the kind of riding experience that built Harley's reputation in the first place. What sets this design apart is its refusal to chase trends. It keeps its identity intact, while refining the areas that matter most to riders who still measure a machine by how it feels when the pavement stretches out ahead. The broad front presence supports stability, and the lower riding position settles the rider into a confident, commanding posture. The updated chassis offers a smoother balance between comfort and rigidity, making the machine feel planted without becoming harsh. For riders who value a bike that speaks through the engine note rather than electronics, this platform returns with the kind of refinement that respects tradition while acknowledging modern expectations. It does not try to be everything for everyone. It aims to be exactly what it has. It's always been a strong, unmistakable cruiser with a loyal following. Older riders often talk about the importance of a motorcycle that feels predictable and honest, especially during long stretches or uneven roads. This entry brings back that character with a renewed sense of assurance. The handling remains deliberate but controlled, giving riders the confidence to maneuver at lower speeds without sacrificing the strong, grounded feel that defines its identity. The wide rear tire reinforces stability and adds to the unmistakable look that helped this machine stand out for decades. In an era where many motorcycles are becoming more complex, this one offers something refreshing, a riding experience that feels like metal, muscle, and momentum, not layers of menus or distractions. It respects the idea that a cruiser should let the rider settle into the moment with nothing in the way. The Fat Boy carries 94 horsepower, a 1868 cubic centimeter, Milwaukee 8114 engine, 119 pound-feet of torque, a dual disc front anti-lock braking system, premium cruiser suspension, a wet weight of 787 pounds, a 25.9-inch seat height, and a starting price of $21,999. This concludes the lineup of new machines stepping into 2026. With purpose and renewed identity, Harley's lineup may change, but the spirit of riding comes from the people who keep the miles rolling. I want to hear from you. Did these cancellations hit home, or are you ready for the new machines? Tell me in the comments. And if you want more videos that cut through the noise and respect the history that built this culture, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell. We've got more real road stories and deep dives coming up.